Welcome to the post-game show presented by the Maroon Club, enhancing 23 Division I sports. Join the Maroon Club today. And, of course, our player of the game, although we'll have none, who could have had a choice of a couple. Brought to you by Coca-Cola. Experience the Coke side of life. Here's Fran with Mike.
Well, Coach, you faced a team where you both kind of split on your home court, so you come here and a great defensive team. You guys, the effort was unbelievable tonight.
I mean, it has been all year. They just never give up. They're kind of the cardiac kids, where it's never easy. But as you can see, it went down to the buzzer. I mean, we had 2 in and out right there. I mean, it seemed like the story of this week right now. But I'm so proud of how they competed and how they played. And, obviously I'm glad that Jahave is graduating, He's terrific.
He did a great job offensively, and then they got points from other people besides him tonight, and having him as a rim stopper underneath was a big factor.
Well, yeah, he just creates so much attention, that it opens up things for other people. But as I said, I just think for us, we competed, and it went down to the wire again.
Yeah, it looked like you had some success when you maybe tried to pull him out away from the basket. You got him on a nice pick and roll one-on-one at the end there.
Yeah, and when you look back at this game, there's going to be moments where we had a shot, or it went in, out. It's one-possession games.
Yeah, the last shot was almost a microcosm of the entire season right there. Lucas, in and out.
No, I thought it was down.
Yeah, exactly. Coach, great things to build on for next year. Appreciate the whole season.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so proud. And it's a young group, and it's going to just get better and better. I mean, the future's bright for the Leopards.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it all season long.
And I thank everybody for their support. It's been great.
Great, Coach. Thanks again. Appreciate it. Guys, a heck of a season, ups, downs, and like you said, the Leopards probably left 7 or 8 wins out there. Could have been a much different season, but Coach O'Hanlon, always a class act. Back to you.
And we thank Fran, too, for all of his cooperation in helping us prepare for every one of our basketball games. It's time for the highlights, or in this case, maybe the lowlights. Here's John.
Well, Gary, you heard Fran O'Hanlon say it. Some of the brightest young stars are young, and thank goodness we will have to see Jahave Floyd again. But unfortunately, not the same for Granderson, only a sophomore. I mean, this kid was so active. Gary, Granderson and Floyd combined for 46 points and 24 rebounds tonight. They were absolutely unstoppable. Despite that, you heard Fran O'Hanlon talk about the resilience of his basketball team. The sophomore sensational guards, Justin Jaworski, Alex Petrie. We also saw another sophomore we don't talk a lot about, E.J. Stevens, knock one down. There's that boy. There's that kid Granderson again. Boy, oh boy, was he tough. I'll tell you, watch this finish right here. I mean, he had a number. Last count, I had him at 5 offensive rebounds. He may have had more. And then, of course, the hard drive to the basket by Granderson again. I thought Caleb Green was absolutely critical. This was a huge turnover, a huge steal, and then the flush by Jahave Floyd. Look at Caleb Green just making play after play down the stretch. The young sophomore point guard, Alex Petrie, not to be denied, kept Lafayette close the entire way. And boy, this was a great finish off a nice feed from Lucas Jarrett. Lafayette executed well, Gary. Nothing to be ashamed of. They just ran into a guy on the inside of Floyd who really dominated the game. Alex Petrie has a way, doesn't he? Down the stretch, he's a guy that can make plays off the dribble. And while Fran O'Hanlon has to kind of pick and choose his spots in the system throughout the course of the game, when it comes down to crunch time, if you need a basket, you want the ball in Alex Petrie's hands.
No question about it. And the Leopards will finish their season with a 10-20 record. And, of course, Holy Cross is headed to Bucknell to take on the Bison. And Boston won tonight, so they're headed to Colgate to take on the Raiders. Here are the final numbers, and we'll give you a few extra ones before we get out of here. For Holy Cross, 24 points tonight for Jahave Floyd. He had 8 rebounds in the ball game. Caleb Green was 17. But Jacob Granderson was the Leopard killer tonight. 22 points and 16 rebounds. And we remember so many where he put the ball back up and in after getting a couple of those rebounds. They had 32 field goals. They shot 50% from the floor, 6 3-point shots, and 9 for 15 from the foul line. They go to 16-6 on the season. They'll take that record up to Bucknell. For Lafayette, they're 74 points on 26 field goals, 9 for 22 from the foul line. from three-point land, and 13 for 18 from the foul line. Led by Lucas Jarrett with a double-double, 10 points and 12 rebounds. Justin Jaworski's 22 points tonight has given him 752 points in his career. He is just a sophomore, certainly headed for well over 1,000. Alex Petrie tonight, his 23 points. He now has 902 career points, so he'll hit 1,000 rather quickly next season, one would think. And Palace Jalise, we say goodbye to Palace, 1,048 points, the 45th Leopard to get 1,000 points in his career. For Lafayette, as we mentioned, they finished 10-20 on the season, and they lose this ball game 79-74. The men's basketball season comes to a close. We'll have the women for you tomorrow night against Colgate. It's not my final goodbye to all of you if you watch us tomorrow night, but I do want to thank John and Mike and Rick Gio and the RCN television team for another great year of men's basketball. We'll finish up the women's basketball tomorrow right here at Kirby. Join us at 7 o'clock. For all of us, thanks for spending the men's season with us. We appreciate it. I'm Gary Labach. Good night, everybody.